It's a deadly combination, alcohol and addiction. However, for those in recovery, temptations can be just about everywhere.
And some people may be more vulnerable to fall back into old habits than others. But it turns out help can be found in the least likely of places.
In our Solutionaries series, Stephen Cavazos takes us to a San Antonio bar that's become a safe haven for the sober community.
The goal of Solutionaries is to highlight the creative answers to problems impacting our communities. When it comes to substance abuse, those answers don't always come easy, but we found people with insight on the issue and solution. However, there are some limitations. Hear what this researcher who studies neural pathways had to say.
There isn't sort of a silver bullet if you want to think about that approach as for treating substance use disorders. Unfortunately, taking abused substance can do is that can rewire your brain in a way so that you will be more likely to seek out the drugs, or cues that you've associated with the drugs are now sort of have more salience or more importance to you. And there is no sort of magic switch that you can sort of turn it off.
In fact, other studies show alcohol abuse can open a door to other dangerous substances.
One of the biggest challenges with substance use disorder is for individuals to remain abstinent from taking the drugs of abuse.
But what if I told you bars could still be a safe place where you could stay sober? All you have to do is mix it up.
Welcome to Hash Vegan Eatery, San Antonio's first and only sober bar. It's a place that serves up vegan comfort food, non-alcoholic drinks, and support for people recovering from addiction.
People who are dealing with addiction have to deal with their heads if they're in recovery and they don't have the drug anymore. The why to open was bigger than just opening up a restaurant. It was to address these things and to give people a place to come and feel safe, feel seen, and feel in a place where there's no triggers.
My demon is definitely alcohol, and I just love the idea of living without alcohol because it's such prominent in my life.
In this 2019 video, Rogelio Sanchez publicly revealed his struggles with addiction and his revelation to help others.
Maybe we just don't need alcohol.
Rogelio and his brother Michael have been sober for almost 10 years. They opened their business as a way to support other people in recovery. And they are not just in the community, but a part of the community.
So we're gonna make the hash daiquiri. The first thing we're gonna do, Liar's non-alcoholic rum, sea-lit citrus, a sea-lip spice, lime juice, CBD infused simple syrup, liquid chlorophyll. This is the hash daiquiri.
For the last 3 years, the brothers have been shaking things up on the city's south side and shattering stigmas around addiction.
I know from just observation on living in this community our whole life, we know that the substance abuse issue, the domestic violence issue, these systemic cultural things that have been either brushed under the rug, ignored for years, or just not talked about.
The Sanchez brothers tell me their mother died from cirrhosis of the liver, which stemmed from alcoholism. However, her life's mantra, to love and give exponentially, lives on in their work.
In doing that, we have seen some just beautiful transformations.
Although the world is full of temptation and triggers, Rogelio and Michael tell me they will continue to forge their own path. And to quote one of their favorite artists,
I drove by the fork in the road and went straight. I don't care what the world had set up for us. You know what I mean? We're here to change the world.
Okay, so here are some key takeaways from this story. Alcohol could potentially lead to more dangerous substances down the line. But remember, there are sober bars like Hash out there that serve up non-alcoholic beverages and offer support to those that are in recovery or those that just choose a sober life. But remember, everyone is different. Cultural views could also impact the way that we have these discussions. So it's important to address these topics with those in your family or close circle of friends. And if you are struggling with alcohol or any type of addiction, make sure to seek professional help. You can scan this QR code and it takes you directly to our Solutionaries page. We'd love to hear from you. Do you think that sober bars are actually making a difference surrounding addiction? Let us know.
Solutionaries needs you to be part of the conversation. Your comments below will help us tackle new topics and track down solutions. And don't forget to subscribe.
Here's another look at that QR code. Let us know what you want us to address or what creative solutions that you have come up with. Subscribe to the Solutionaries channel on Facebook to catch all of our coverage. We'll be right back. In 8 days, the government will shut down if Congress fails to pass a funding bill or bills to keep it running.
Today, the federal government's Office of Management and Budget started preparing for that potential shutdown, directing agencies to review their plans. Mike Valerio with the latest.
It's a looming shutdown, and Republicans and Democrats agree a potential congressional meltdown.
Let's face it. Your job when you come here is not to shut the government down. It's to run the government more efficiently. And by shutting it down, that's a cop-out.
With the clock ticking towards midnight Eastern, October 1st, when the federal government runs out of money, there's uncertainty on Capitol Hill about how to pass 11 spending bills or a short-term funding extension through both the House and the Senate.
I think our focus right now is to make sure we get the three most important bills across. That's our defense. Secondly, our border, and third, make sure we protect our veterans.
Halting the process, hardline Republicans demanding major spending cuts, revolting against House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Many Democrats are now doubtful the Speaker can come up with a solution in time.
No, I don't think he really has the whole thing figured out, to be honest. And even if he did, it wouldn't be an optimal solution or one that would sustain a vote from the Senate side as well.
The federal government is now preparing for a potential shutdown, asking agencies to review plans on which employees could be furloughed and which ones are considered essential. Those workers could stay on the job without pay, including air traffic controllers, Secret Service agents, FBI personnel, and staff at the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Look outside with live cam headed towards the weekend. Little break between the work weeks, but not a break from this heat.
Exactly. Yep. Tomorrow starting off astronomical fall, and temperatures are still going to be about 10 degrees above the average into the afternoon. So that's going to be the big theme of this weekend. But as we head into early next week, a little pattern shift is expected for at least parts of south central Texas, and that means we do have the chance to see some scattered rain and thunderstorms, especially on Monday. We're going to get you all those details coming up after the break.
All right, just how steamy will it be for yet another weekend?
Yeah, especially tomorrow morning for those who are taking part of it, head for the cure.
Yep, it's going to be muggy and it's going to be warm, and the humidity is still with us into the afternoon this weekend too. So that's definitely something to think about if you are planning on being outside. Feels like temperatures are likely going to climb into the triple digits, up to about 105 degrees for that heat index value as early as tomorrow afternoon. So heat safety, definitely something to still talk about, even though tomorrow does mark the first day of fall. Take a look at this. So this is the fall equinox. Fall officially arrives 1:50 a.m. tomorrow morning. This is what's happening tomorrow for the fall equinox. So Earth's axis is tilted neither toward nor away from the sun. The sun is directly over the equator. So we find nearly equal amounts of daylight and darkness at all latitudes. And as we continue on through the fall season and approach the winter solstice in late December, the number of hours of daylight each day will continue to get smaller. All right, so let's talk about that weekend forecast. Yes, unseasonably hot, warm and muggy in the mornings, starting off in the upper 70s, around 78 degrees both tomorrow and Sunday mornings, and then into the upper 90s for the afternoon high temperatures. Right now, that's where we are in and around the San Antonio area. The white numbers, the actual air temperature, and then the yellow numbers, what it feels like when you step outside, because we still do have the humidity in place. So it is about 6:45 p.m. You can see for many of us, those heat index values still in the low triple digits. So take it easy if you are stepping out over the next couple of hours. The humidity will only build a little bit more into the overnight. So tomorrow morning, there's that warm and muggy start, around 78 by 7 a.m. here in San Antonio. Very similar to what we saw out there earlier this morning. I think some clouds cloud cover is going to work back in, but that should start to break up by lunchtime, a temperature around 90 degrees, and then we will continue to see that thermometer climb. By about 4 to 5 p.m., we've got that forecast high pointed around 98 for us here in San Antonio. Some low triple digits certainly possible, and we'll copy and paste that into the back half of the weekend as well. But that's also when we're expected to find a few changes that work back into the forecast. By Sunday night, a 20% potential for a few isolated storms, mainly north of San Antonio, and then a better chance for some scattered activity throughout the second half of our Monday. So let's talk about that setup. We are quiet right now. We did have a few isolated showers across our far southeastern counties a couple of hours ago. That activity has since dissipated. Here's that high pressure system currently in control of our weather pattern. That will still be the case tomorrow, which is why Saturday is expected to be a mostly dry day across our neck of the woods. But by Sunday, that starts to depart farther off to the southwest, and it opens the door for a weak frontal boundary to move into central Texas. Here's Sunday night. The better energy for finding some thunderstorm activity just north of our area, but across the hill country, southern Edwards Plateau. That's where we could see a few isolated storms pop up. We catch a break into Monday morning and Monday afternoon, but then Monday night, as we start to see a few pieces of energy work across the Lone Star State, that upper level support does look to spark up better coverage of showers and storms. It's likely not going to be for everybody. We've got it about a 40% potential right now, something we will definitely monitor over the next several days. And then behind that, while still warm for this time of year, at least afternoon highs are down a little bit, more in the low 90s, guys.
There's that.
Yes.
Thanks, Mia.
Hey, coming up, a tribute to a man we still very much miss. This Saturday, tomorrow, the annual Head for the Cure 5K to raise money for brain cancer research, and we wanted to share a big part of our why we here at KSAT are so dedicated to this cause.
We support Head for the Cure in honor of our late news director, Jim Boyle, who died of brain cancer. Here are some of the ways we remember the man who led our team for so many years.
First thing I think of when I'm asked to describe Jim Boyle.
Good friend.
Quality journalist.
Incredible leader. Trustworthy.
Passionate and tough.
Dad. He was just really great and always so encouraging.
This past summer I lost my dad, and in the process of dealing with that loss, I remembered how in grief I still am over the loss of Jim Boyle.
I took Jim's death very hard, personally and professionally.
When he left us, it obviously stung us.
I worked with Jim for quite a few years, and it was very sad when he was stricken back in 2013.
He was a father figure to me. While my father was in Louisiana, I always had Jim.
He genuinely cared about the people that worked for him. I remember him speaking to me about the balance between family and work.
But also very truthful.
When it came to covering news.
He always offered advice.
But he would always have something to say about how I could improve, how I could be better.
When you think of old school journalism, you think of Jim, because he just personifies all of that.
Jim was an awesome boss.
And he was the ultimate news leader.
One of the smartest journalists I've ever met.
When he took over, we were fighting to be number 2. And we finally worked our way up to be number 1. And we stayed there, and we to this day, we're still number 1. But it was because of his leadership.
The level of expectation that Jim expected.
He was a very tough boss.
He instilled hard work in us.
Kind of like that tough football coach.
He wanted me to be the best I could be. I know that so many of us who are still here can thank Jim Boyle.
I owe my career to Jim Boyle.
I'm forever grateful for him for not only hiring me, but also helping me learn and grow.
He literally taught me all that I know about reporting and journalism.
Just I'm grateful for working for a guy like that.
And we miss him. We miss him greatly, even now.
We all miss him here.
He's greatly, greatly missed.
But let me just say, Jim Boyle, thank you. Thank you for everything you did.
We miss you here, Jim.
He is missed. And his legacy lives on through his family, obviously, his wife, Chica, and so many others, but it also lives on in this station. I mean, we have a plaque with his head, with his face on there, and with, you know, some of the things that he believed in. And he is so much the fabric of KSAT, even today, 10 years after he passed away from brain cancer. It's why we do the Head for the Cure 5K. And neither Myra or myself are here without Jim Boyle.
He hired both of us, and you know, so many people said that in their tribute, that he meant business.
Yeah.
And you respected his, whether it was criticism or praise, you respected his opinion. And his daughters are such a huge part of his legacy and a huge part of Head for the Cure and making it what it is today for San Antonio. And that's one of my favorite memories of him. I was brand new here anchoring Sunday nights, and it was my dad's birthday. And I wanted to go to dinner with him in between the shows, but I was so nervous to ask Jim whether I could or not. And when I finally got up the courage, he said, dads need their daughters.
Yeah.
You can go to dinner with them.
Yeah. And that's the thing I remember. I think we're all still grieving the fact he's gone, but I remember how much he loved this industry, how much he loved journalism and the team aspect and everything that we did. You saw it at the Christmas parties that he had. Yeah. And I remember when I signed my first contract at KSAT, I'm sitting on my mom's porch in Tabor, Iowa, small town Iowa. And at the end, he said, come to San Antonio, we do excellent journalism, have fun. So.
You're still doing it.
Still doing it. We miss him. We'll be right back.